good morning. It's Captain T, Pilot to Pilot Network from the Skunk Works. Murphy cowl. I know, it goes on forever, right? I wasn't going to do any more video on the cowl, but it has amazed me how much time and trouble it's going to take to build an oil door in my cowling. The old oil door was junk. It was a trapezoid. It was way too big. So we filled that in and we finished that off. We got this nice cowl thing going on here, but we still need to be able to get to the engine heater plug and the oil dipstick. So I cut a hole in the cowling. Any idiot can do that. I did use a hole saw on the corners to make a nice radius round fit. I'm not worried too much about streamline. I'm not worried about how fast this airplane can go. It excels at slow. So what I did was I took that plug that came out of this hole and I massaged it a little bit, and I used it for reinforcing on a cover that I made for the oil door. It's going to fit on the outside over the top of this hole on the outside. Not going to fit on the inside. So it's not a flush fit, it's a raised fit, but it goes on there just like that. Couple of cam locks and a hinge. The big thing is there is a radius here and there's a tapered radius because of the way the cowl is built. So we use the cowling as a template with a piece of tin, and then we laid glass over the top. So what I've got here is this came off this. It's been trimmed a little bit, rough trimmed, but I think it's going to make a really nice oil fit. A couple of cam locks in the corners, like I said. I am going to put just a couple more layers of glass on this because I want it to be just a little stiffer than it is. So that's what's going on with the oil door. So you know, if you've watched any of those videos by the wild man Mike Patey, that fiberglass or carbon fiber will not stick to Mylar tape. So we always, almost always anyway, mask off an existing piece that we're going to use as a form with Mylar tape. But the problem is that if you stick Mylar tape, if I were to stick Mylar tape to this cowling, for example, I'd have a heck of a time getting the adhesive off the cowling when I was done pulling the Mylar tape. It just creates a headache that we don't need. So what we're doing here is we're masking it off with some painter's tape, and then when we're done with that, we'll mask it off with some Mylar tape. So it's a double step, two-step process, because we don't want the Mylar tape to stick to the cowling. Mylar tape, kind of hard to see. I painted the edge of it with a magic marker. See the blue line? Blue line? That blue line helps me find the edge here. It's not a big deal. You just make a line on it with a magic marker, and then you can lay it right on the edge that way, like that. This is not terribly critical because what I'm going to do is just put a couple of pieces of glass over an existing piece. I'm just kind of covering the surface so that I don't get slop. I don't want any glass slopped on my cowling. Hey, duck soup, nothing to it, only took a week or so. We got the cowling cleaned up again. Got the little divots filled again. Got her into primer again. And I'm kind of surprised, in the last video, I had the cowl on and the airplane flying, but I had no oil door. Showed pictures of the cowling, oh, it was a beautiful thing. Not one viewer picked up on the idea that we didn't have an oil door mounted yet. I just wanted to get the airplane in the air. So we have an oil door. It's got Cam-Locs on it, which I hate. It will wear in just a little bit, so I'm not too worried about it. But in the meantime, it accomplishes what it's supposed to accomplish, and that's all I'm worried about. Thanks for watching, Captain T. So long.